Hey Aquarius. I can't even greet y'all like I greet everybody else because I'm feeling y'all's energy and it's strong. And I haven't even turned these cards over um like I normally do because I feel y'all's anxiety. I was shuffling the cards and one particular deck was all over the fucking place. Like no matter how I'm shuffling them and trying to get them back together, they was just, I'm like, my God. And then my heart started racing. I was like, okay, this is Aquarius's energy. So I'm gonna need y'all to sit down and breathe, do a little breath work, get you some water, make sure you staying hydrated. Be mindful of what you're putting in your body, the caffeine consumption, the type of music you listen to. I know I can't really listen to trap music and shit like that when my anxiety is high. I would not be surprised if the anxiety card came out in the reading, but those cards are face down right now. We're gonna wing this. I'm gonna get to it when I get to it because I had to spend so much time kind of gathering myself, breathe, because I'm feeling y'all's anxiety that I didn't even turn the fucking cards over. But I hope this message finds you well. If it does not find you well, I hope there's something that said that leaves you well and helps curb this anxiety that I'm picking up on from y'all. Are y'all having anxiety about something you needed to say, your throat chakra? Because as you can see, I'm fumbling over my words and this shit ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't even got no Aquarius energy in my chart at all. I don't think I got no air, period, in my chart. Your opening message is that attracting emotionally unavailable people is a sign of being emotionally unavailable to yourself. So this is a role opener reading, and what this says is you're a lack of emotional availability to yourself has been blocking your abundance. So no matter what other efforts you put in place, the energy that's coming through here is telling you why the energy is being blocked for you to fully receive abundance and prosperity and healing and growth in your life. So for many of you, I'm sure you're making strides, you're making progress in certain areas, but we all have those areas sometimes where it just feel like no matter what I do, I'm hitting a roadblock, a brick wall, an impasse. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm having to go back to the drawing board or figure something else out. And so for many of you, what this is saying is you've been emotionally unavailable to yourself. You've been emotionally unavailable in your connections with others. And you've been attracting emotionally unavailable people. And for many of you, probably starting to realize that that's what's going on. So I'm really getting this as more of a confirmation than a revelation to you all with this opening message about the lack of emotional availability. And that's important. You need people who nurture you emotionally, who show up for you emotionally, and you need to show up in other people's lives emotionally. And if this is the case for you, then what it says is that you probably don't know how. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a masculine energy. With masculine energies living in this patriarchal society where you're taught a man ain't supposed to cry, which is an expression of emotion, just off 411. Y'all might want to listen to that Life Jennings song, Cry. What album is it? I think it's on his first joint. I used to bump the color off of that bitch. Cleaning up the house? Man, listen. That Life Jennings still go hard. I'm going to put it on the community board for y'all. Life said, when you cry, we can cry together. Find you some people that are supportive of you being emotionally vulnerable. Hell, supportive of you not knowing how to be emotionally vulnerable and can be patient with you, or even teach you, if you're open to learn, how to be emotionally expressive and emotionally vulnerable. But you can't keep moving throughout life emotionally unavailable and pouring your energy, efforts, and resources into other areas of your life, because you're going to continue to feel unfulfilled, and you're going to continue to have short-term relationships, because a long-term healthy relationship is not going to last if you are being emotionally unavailable, or keep attracting and connecting with emotionally unavailable people. So definitely want to keep that in mind. My heart beats so fast. What the fuck is going on? Sheesh. I need some water. Hold on. I got some in my gym bag right here. Y'all go get y'all some water. Make sure y'all drinking some water. Calm your nerves. Eat. This is a part of being empathic and having that level of sensitivity where you actually feel what people got going on. Just saw 611, so this definitely is speaking to some kind of a relationship or relationships in your life, and just learning how to cultivate them, how to have better relationships, better connections. And hold on, gotta pull the spread up. What's gonna help you to thrive? What's gonna help you to move out of this anxiety-ridden energy is to follow your intuition. Number 52, which breaks down to a 7, your spiritual journey. 7s represent things of a spiritual nature with goddess of the moon. Tap into your divine feminine energy. If you got some divine feminine energies around you, those are the people who you need to get closest to and connect with, and they definitely can teach you about emotional intelligence, maturity, expression, availability, because that's where they thrive. That's where a goddess of the moon or a high priestess, this is the equivalent to the high priestess. This that's their area of expertise right there. So if you have someone in your life that operates in this fashion, like a spiritual healer or a tarot reader or somebody who does Reiki or just tapped in, you know what I'm saying? Them the type of people you want to work with, and that's the type of energy you want to tap into, whether you are a masculine or a feminine energy. If I'm talking to a feminine energy, you definitely want to tap more into your divine feminine energy. Work on where you might have some imbalances in your masculine and feminine energy, because the world talks about toxic masculinity a lot, because we live in a patriarchal society and trying to heal that and progress from that, evolve from that. But toxic femininity is a thing too, and it's the thing that's keeping many of us from thriving and in a poverty consciousness state of surviving. So definitely want to keep that in mind. Follow your intuition. Keep track of the moon cycles, because different moon cycles come with different energies. So like the new moon is good for manifesting. The full moon is good for releasing. The moon cycles in between, leading from the new moon to the full moon and back again, have different significance. But you want to be mindful of that as well, because that's just a real thing. Like there's research on how the closer we get to a full moon, there's more reports of lunacy, which is like crazy behaviors. There's no coincidence that the word lunacy and lunar, which means moon, have the same root word, luna, moon. And so you definitely want to be mindful of how you react according to the moon cycles, how the moon has effect on you as a feminine. Even if you come on your moon cycle or your menstrual period during a certain moon phase, that has significant meaning. So you want to be mindful of that as well as you're moving from surviving to thriving, because it plays a major part in your how you're showing up in the world and the action that you're needing to take. Happy family, represented by the number 4. You got a man, his lady, the queen, the king, and 2 children. And it's a family dynamic. So if you're being led or called to start a family, this year would be a good time to be laying the foundation for or starting that. This being the action that you need to take, being around supportive people. You got this rainbow here that can bring more color into your life, make you feel supported and connected, a part of something. You know what I'm saying? Legacy building. That is happy family. For some of you, you're either going to have children, get pregnant in this year, or you're going to meet somebody who has a kid, at least one. And so you want to be mindful of that as well. But you needing to put your focus on happy family. You know, they say happy wife, happy life. No, this is saying everybody need to make sure they straight and each other straight. And these people are on the beach. Lord, I miss the beach. Fainting. These people are on the beach having a good time, hand in hand, at the edge of the shore, the masculine. I've never paid attention to this before in this card. The masculine is in the water, which represents feminine energy. The feminine is on the land, earth. Granted, earth is a feminine energy as well, but because we have mother earth, but we often associate masculine energy with earthy things as well. So I think that's kind of significant as well, because it's kind of showing how like there's balance between masculine and feminine energy that needs to be in place in order to have happy family. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to being anchored in gender roles and who's supposed to do what or whatever. Both parties need to have balanced masculine and feminine energy in order to have a happy family dynamic. And the kids need to be free to be kids. You see, they in the middle, protected. Should anything happen, you got daddy on this side protecting, like a bookend, and you got mama on the other side protected, like a bookend. The lion and the lioness, and they got their little cubs in between. So for many of you, that is the energy that you're needing to be mindful of cultivating in this year to open roads for you. Another thing this says is, if you're somebody who been trying to do it by yourself in this life, the abundance that you seek, the prosperity and the happiness that you seek is in a family dynamic. And you may not have wanted to look at that way because of the hurt and trauma that you've been through, and you tried it before, whatever the case, but you just was doing that shit with the wrong person or the wrong people. The family dynamic ain't got to be a man and a woman and some kids. You know what I'm saying? It could just be the people who are kindred spirits that you connect yourself with, your community. So keep that in mind as well. And the thing that you need to let go of, Aquarius, is to surrender denial. What are you in denial about? What is it that you're refusing to see and acknowledge or call a thing on? Because you got to accept people in these situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. You guys are at a crossroads, needing to make a decision. The sun is shining. It's crystal clear out here. It's not a cloudy sky. Everything is clear, but she got this blindfold on because she's choosing not to see the truth of something. The sun represents truth, clarity, enlightenment. She's very enlightened. She got all this white on, like an angel. But she's refusing to see the truth of some situation, and her hands are not tied. She could take that blindfold off at any time. She's choosing not to see the truth of something. Somebody got you fucked up and you refuse to see the truth of it. Somebody don't fuck with you like you want them to. They say they do, or you think they should, but you refuse to see the truth of it. Somebody means you well and is meant to be a part of your life or brings something valuable to the table. You refuse to see it. But whatever it is, it's tied to you being emotionally available to yourself. This decision is one that requires that you show up for yourself. Do what's best for you. Your main focus, woman holding a coin. A feminine energy that is emotionally available, present, nurturing, kind, intuitive. So if this is you, this is loving on yourself and making sure that your cup is filled, your own feminine energy. She's equivalent to the Queen of Cups in the tarot, and she's represented here by the number 44, which breaks down to what? A 8. We in this universal 8 year. Don't y'all let this whole year pass you by and you not tap into this energy, whether it's internal or external, because this is where your abundance lies. If this is someone outside of you, she holds immense value in your life. Possibly the woman here in this happy family action that you need to take, because she's very much wifey material. This is not toxic femininity, the type of woman that uses manipulation, emotional manipulation to get her way. She handles things from an emotionally mature space. She's very intuitive, so she could tell you, like, so-and-so don't mean you know good. You know what I'm saying? And you better listen, because she know what she talk about, because she get her answers from the divine. She's intuitive, she's psychic, she has spiritual gifts of different kinds. She's into divination in some kind of way. And sometimes with Queen of Cups, she don't even know where she get the information from, or she doesn't consider herself spiritual. There are a lot of people in this world who have spiritual gifts, but they don't necessarily consider themselves spiritual people. They just know they have dreams. You know what I'm saying? They just know they know what numbers mean. They know that they premonition shit before it happened. You know what I'm saying? And so whatever the case, this is your main focus here. So you may want to take some time to look into the energy of the Queen of Cups in the tarot. There's a ton of information on the internet about the archetype of the Queen of Cups. But that's your main focus this year. And new opportunities. If I can pick the card up. Femme Fatale highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. New opportunities are coming in for you. Femme Fatale, first of all, we got quite a bit of feminine energy here. You got the goddess of the moon, ultimate high priestess, feminine energy. You got the woman holder of heart, feminine energy, divine femininity. Then you got this Femme Fatale, and that's more of a kind of darker feminine energy. The erotic side. Oh. The opportunity to see this side of a feminine energy. So this goddess of the moon, high priestess, and this Queen of Cups, the opportunity is to see this Femme Fatale side of her, or experience the Femme Fatale side of her, which is seductive and erotic, and is able to break down your defenses, that opens your heart even when your dependency is rejected. Something that she's the type of woman that just by being her sexy, sensual, erotic, tapped into her Lilith type of energy, just by being that, she can break down your walls, open your heart. And it ain't even like necessarily about sex. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you attracted, you turned on, but it also opens your heart even when you fighting it. You know what I'm saying? We see Femme Fatale archetypes played out in movies and shows, like this old show that used to come on, La Femme Nikita, or like how they have the sexy superheroes like a Laura Croft or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a badass, but they don't fit into that archetype of Polly the homemaker. You know what I'm saying? A Stepford wife, in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant, or a mattress maid and a mute. Not her. So many of you even have the opportunities presented to you as you embody this energy, feminines. You're wanting to look into this archetype, or masculines. You're wanting to be more aware of when you're connecting with somebody who embodies this energy, and how that presents opportunities for you. And with this emotionally unavailable aspect that's coming up, someone with this type of energy could very well be the one who busts your heart wide open. Wide open. Have you ready to be on some happy family, let's get married type shit. Let's see. The part of yourself that needs to be acknowledged. It's an archetype card. Again, I had not seen these yet. I'm turning them over as we go. Cause y'all had me thrown off in the beginning. I done calmed down a whole lot. Because at first I was like, oh my God, I feel like I done took my pre-workout. You needed to acknowledge the divine child within you. This whole situation is calling for you to cater to your inner child. That being emotionally available to yourself is you being available to your inner child in a way that you were not emotionally nourished and nurtured when you were a child. So the archetype deck has many child archetype cards in it, right? You got the nature child, you got the wounded child, but this is the divine child. That part of you when you were a kid that was just innocent and pure and loved God and just believed in magic and all of that. You need to tap back into that. And it says innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. You have a special connection with the divine, Aquarius, and you've been denying it. You had this card next to denial, and you need to free that part of you. You need to choose to be emotionally available to yourself by nurturing that part of your inner child, that child of you that was innocent and pure, because it's going to redeem you. It's going to be the thing that no matter what you've gone through up to this point, what you've done, what other people have done to you, and how it has affected you, it's going to redeem you. What the words say, let the redeemed of the Lord say so. That's you. Make that choice. Whatever it is that nurtures your inner child, that believes that God got you and you're a child of the Most High. I love this for y'all. This is like a rebirth. And it's like a rebirth, but it's not something that's foreign to you. It's not a complete transformation only because you're not starting back at zero. You're starting back at something that you're actually familiar with. You know what I'm saying? You felt this divine connection to God and this belief in what God can do for you and how God can present magic and miracles and mystery and all of that in your life. You felt it before. This is you coming back to that as a result of being emotionally available to yourself. Yo, this is going to just our 616. Damn, this is going to work wonders on your relationships. It's going to work wonders on, really, it's going to affect every area of your life, but especially your relationships. There's information out there also about the divine child or child divine archetype. As you can see here in this image, you got, I guess that's a little boy, but it's a bright energy. And it's really giving me lower chakra vibes, root chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra. So your creativity, your feelings of safety and security, and knowing and trusting that you'll be provided for. And also your confidence is going to get a major boost as you invest and prioritize the messages and the energy that's coming up here and be more emotionally available for yourself. The best way for you to... This dope as fuck. And you got pretty much the high priestess showing up in this bitch twice. Come through, divine feminine energy. So the thing that's going to help you overcome obstacles, your best approach to obstacles, is from the standpoint of a mystic, aka the high priestess with all this fucking purple energy. Come on now. Your intuitive nature is taking the front seat in this year, and it's opening roads that have been blocked for you, because many of you have been far too logical You've been far too influenced by the patriarchy and what is said that needs to be done to live out the American dream or wherever the hell you live. You know, the money, hoes, clothes, the cars, all of that, the status, the positions, the titles, all of that. No, you need to tap into your magic. You need to tap into your high priestess energy. When obstacles come, you need to pay attention to your dreams, what your intuition is telling you. Pull your cards out. Whatever your spiritual gifts are, you need to tap into that in order to approach whatever obstacles come your way. Because the mystic revels in intimate union with the divine. So you got the divine child as the part of yourself that needs to be acknowledged. And then your best approach to challenges is the mystic. The mystic, the high priestess in you, whether masculine or feminine, because what that could be saying is if you are masculine, you're the high priest. You're the high priest to somebody's high priestess. But you got to surrender to that part of you. You got to fine tune your gifts, your talents, your creative endeavors. Pour into that, because that is how you are protecting and showing up for your inner child. That's dope. And your closing message is I'm not settling for anything less than what God and I have discussed. This might have been a discussion you and the divine had when you was this divine child. God showed you some things, promised you some things, planted some seeds in your heart of desire that you are now meant to cultivate into your 3D reality. I'm being led to read something via bibliomancy, and I don't know what it is. Y'all give me a minute so I can look at my bookshelf to decide what I'm gonna read. What arises? Love that. We read from that one before. Gotta be obedient, child. Don't shoot. I'm just the messenger. Okay. We're gonna close out the message with something from Matt Kahn's Whatever Arises, Love That, a love revolution that begins with you. That is so on point. Because that emotional unavailability, it begins with you. Yeah, your parents probably were not there and emotionally available and cultivating and nurturing the way that they should have been. But shit, you grown now. You're going to have to let them off the hook and reparent yourself. So, Spirit, what message do you have? Oh, that anxiety then came back. For some of y'all, it's like the thought of doing this work and what it requires of you just makes you fucking nervous and anxious. It's cute, but it ain't. It says you're alive, you're growing. But at the same time, it's just that fear and illusion that's showing up. Alright. Says, even if others do not respond at all, a victimized ego uses such feedback to feel invisible or inferior to the world around it. When caught in the inflammation of victimhood, it is quite difficult, though not impossible, to see your circumstances as divine catalysts of universal will. A victimized ego cannot grasp that everything in reality is there to help it transform. This is because a victimized ego is fueled by stagnation, refusing to grow, in a world of endless change. If the theme of righteous inflammation is, I'm always right, then the theme of a victimized ego is, life isn't fair. When in the grip of victimized inflammation, everyone and everything outside of you is the source of your pain, which prevents a larger cosmic picture from being recognized. The third type of inflammation is called entitled inflammation. This occurs when a person believes it is their right to have whatever they want, exactly when they want it, even at the expense or to the detriment of others. Of course, there's nothing inherently wrong or problematic in believing that you are worthy of receiving all that you desire, since worthiness is an aspect of your highest truth. However, when the personality becomes inflamed, an innate sense of worthiness becomes exaggerated. In entitled inflammation, the ego tends to believe that everyone must fulfill their every whim and demand with little to no regard for the well-being of other people's experiences. As you can imagine, the theme of an entitled ego is, what about me? Even when served by others, there is never an end to the requests and demands of an ego that believes it controls the characters in its life. The fourth type of inflammation is called needy inflammation. In this type of ego, no matter how much attention is received from others, it never feels like enough to be properly filled up. Despite how intently someone listens, there's always a lingering sense of being invisible, unrecognized, undervalued, or underheard. In needy inflammation, it's easy to feel misunderstood, no matter how much time, interest, and attention you receive from others. It only makes this type of ego hungry for more. Whether active in you or someone you know, needy inflammation can be quite draining for those held in the grip of it. Needy inflammation brings to life the true meaning of the term energy vampire. When inflamed in this way, no matter how much reassurance you get from others, you are always afraid of being abandoned, left out, or losing everything that you've been given. As a result, the theme of needy inflammation is it's never enough. This is like really bringing full circle this whole message of the divine child, that inner child, being abused, traumatized, abandoned, neglected at some point, several points, and growing up to be this emotionally unavailable individual who shows up in one or many of these types of ego, needy inflammation, the ego entitled inflammation, and expecting to receive but not give and pour into situations, being emotionally unavailable because it's just me. Damn. Because they feel like that is whatever they get from people is never enough, and so they just want to receive and end up being energy vampires because they drain others of their time, resources, energy. Wow. If this is y'all, I hope that this, I'm not judging. I'm not judging at all. I may have showed up like this in some instance that I'm not recalling, but I could just feel the pain that a person has to be going through internally and when alone in order to show up in the world in this way. So it says, while you may recognize yourself or others in these descriptions, it is common to embody combinations of those aspects or to flow in and out like the changing of weather patterns. I've even seen ego structures that are combinations of all four aspects at once. Okay, so a person can't have all of these. Even at the stage of inflammation, there is always a possibility of true heartfelt relief when loving yourself becomes your recurring response to any question or concern. That's the source right there, y'all. You gotta love yourself first. In each of these aspects of inflammation, there is always a kernel of truth. However, when your personality gets inflamed, things get quite exaggerated. For example, in the natural state of your true innocent nature, this child divine, your true innocent nature, innocence, purity, and redemption. It is not righteousness, but rather the wisdom of the universe that wishes to spare others undue suffering by providing insights that could help change their lives. Having a desire to point someone in a better direction as a way of assisting in their journey is a wonderfully inspired impulse. Yet when your personality is inflamed, you go from wanting to uplift the lives of others to always needing to be right by making another wrong in the process. Y'all give up that whole I'm right, you wrong ego battle. That's blocking your blessings. That's keeping doors of opportunity and roads closed for you. If you got a high priestess in your life, that's somebody you need to lean and depend on, a mystic, and also tap into your own ability, capacity to cultivate those gifts within yourself. There's a myriad of books, information. I'm very self-taught. I relied on the things that came forth via my intuition and my dreams, different books I was led to read, videos I was led to watch. A lot of what I know about spirituality I did not get from a mentor or from some other person, but the quality of your life depends on you tapping into your feminine energy and your intuition, and also cultivating relationships where you're being emotionally available and laying the foundation for stronger like family dynamics or community dynamics, and getting out of denial and not settling for anything that is less than what you and God have discussed, whatever it is, whatever you prayed for, whatever it is you told God you truly desire in this life. Your inner child deserves it. You deserve it. You are worthy. And with that being said, Aquarius, y'all got about the longest damn reading I've done thus far. I still got Pisces to go, so we're gonna see. But I need y'all to do something about this anxiety. Because I feel that. And watch, I'm going to turn this camera off and be fine. If you're needing personal assistance with this, because this was deep, email me for any of my services, a consultation, some suggestions of what you can do or whatever. I am going to advise that y'all start working with lavender. Lavender is good for peace, being calming, and also working with your intuition. Also get you some amethyst crystal. That's going to be good for helping you to cultivate this energy as well and work with your third eye, your intuition. But don't forget to like the video should something have been said that resonated. Don't feel free to leave your comments down below and subscribe to the channel so that you can stay abreast of what's going on over here at Turquoise Majesty. Until next time, y'all, peace.